It's Your Call, everyone, where we are continuing our annual tradition of giving you great holiday ideas. This year, we've gone green, even though the beautiful poinsettias that you're seeing here are a very festive color of red. There's even a very beautiful golden one in there. Hello everyone, I'm Lynn Doyle. We're so glad to have you with us and we wish you a very happy holiday. Joining me now with more suggestions on how to go green yourself is Lorraine Kiefer. She's an author, a teacher, and the owner of Triple Oaks Nursery and Herb Garden. She's here to show us a few more ways that we can go green. Thank you so much for being with us. Happy holidays.
Thank you for having me, Lynn.
You're another one who, even though the current trend is all to be green and recycling everything, you guys have been doing this for years, haven't you?
We have, yes. I started as a 4-H member 100 years ago.
And some of those techniques that you learned in 4-H are still being used today?
Yes, we use them right at our nursery, where we are a natural nursery, using all natural materials and all natural products.
All right, you're going to give us some suggestions on how we can use natural materials and natural products and create some decorations, not just for the holiday season, but those that we could use perhaps throughout the entire winter. What are you going to make first?
Well, I'm going to show you a birdwatcher's wreath, and that's a wreath made from natural greens, and we have a sample here.
Okay, so this is what it's going to look like, guys, when it's done. So let's give people an idea of what it is we're going to be making.
A lot of natural materials. There's cedar, and the birds just eat up those berries. There's sumac, which is right here, and they love that. Chickadees, cardinals, they'll all eat right from this wreath.
Okay.
So I'm going to show you how to make one on a coat hanger, because most homeowners have a coat hanger around.
It's absolutely beautiful, I have to say. I can't imagine how this coat hanger that she's about to show us is going to look like that, but then I don't have the imagination. So
when I was in 7th grade, my brother and I made 70 of these to sell to the local neighborhood. You start with a coat hanger that you've made into a circle.
Okay.
The next step is to take bunches of greens, and we have a roll of wire here. Now this wire is actually number 26, and it's nice and thin. Nice and light, and here is the hook on the hanger.
Okay, so this is how it starts.
The first bunch of greens goes right above the hook, as we can see, and then we take another piece of greens, and it's just a matter of putting one piece on top of the other. I hope I'm holding this at a good angle, and then you tighten it, and we can put all kinds of greens. Now again, as Carl said, you can go into the garden. I have boxwood here. This was spruce. We have pine, concolor fir. All the different kinds of greens can be mixed. So if you don't have enough of one kind, you just keep turning it.
And you're just wrapping that wire along there.
And it'll go around. You just have to picture it takes about maybe a half an hour to do this.
This is another thing that smells really good, I have to say.
And once it's finished, the easiest way I find to decorate it, we can throw this down on the floor so you don't, is I have a hot glue pot, and a lot of people use glue guns, but the glue pot is easy and quick, and you just dip your materials in. This is getting a little thick already because it's cooled, and push them in, and then we can, that one got it at the wrong angle. This is an easy way you can wire things if you don't have a glue pot. I have magnolia pods right here. We have magnolia leaves, which I love. As Carl mentioned, they're beautiful and they last forever. Now we saw the finished wreath, but I'm just going to do a little segment of this one with natural materials. You know, that way this wreath can be recycled after Christmas. We're not going to put this wreath in a landfill. You know, it's going to go right in our compost pile. I have oranges and apples here, slices that you can dry on a low oven or in a dehydrator, and then a nice New Jersey pitch pine cone. And we'll just put that cone in, and you continue around. Yeah,
you can see.
Now, the wreath that I showed you
is less than 2 minutes, and look what you've already started. You can see what she's done here. Yeah.
The wreath that we had here originally has a lot more berries, and as you work your way around, you can put things on. You can go so far as to put little sunflower ornaments, corn that you have left from Thanksgiving, and then leave this wreath up. Put it on your bird feeder pole, and by the time February or March comes, it's ready to go in the compost pile.
How important is it that we use products that can be used in the compost pile?
It's very important year-round, and that's why I suggest people planting their landscape with plants, a lot of native plants, plants that you can use at Christmas, such as this deciduous holly. It's one of my favorites. The deciduous holly loses its leaves. Unlike most hollies, which keep their leaves, it loses its leaves. People that have ponds have lotus pods in their ponds.
Yeah, you have an entire basket full of goodies there.
I have all sorts of things in here.
Let's look at this a little closer here and turn it this way so we can see all the goodies in there.
We have the magnolia leaves, which are really wonderful, and you can do lots of things with them. I have a little boxwood tree over here. If you'd like to push that over, we can talk about that a little bit.
Everybody knows how good I am at this kind of stuff. I'm really good at when it's finished finding a good home for it.
Well, if you push the tree over, I'm going to show you.
Okay.
It's actually made on an Oasis frame, unlike Carl's, which are made on styrofoam, which both ways are good, whatever you want to do. The Oasis is a block of Oasis, which you can buy at your local florist, your craft shop, and you keep it wet. If you feel this, it's dampish.
And what's the purpose in keeping it moist?
Because the greens will actually stay alive. You take a cup of water and pour it in the top. This tree will stay alive until Valentine's Day.
Really?
Boxwood, sempervirens, always green or evergreen, goes back to the ancient people. They always thought an evergreen was a special plant because in the winter when everything else was brown, the boxwood was green, as were many others. Now I'm just taking these magnolia leaves and sticking them in. You can see it goes into the boxwood very easily, and into the Oasis, I'm sorry, and it'll give it that shiny. It's nice to mix your textures. And we'll put boxwood, we can put pine. The finished tree that's here, if you turn around the other side, it's just the evergreens. We have all sorts of evergreens on here, little pieces of pine. There's actually a plant that we're not supposed to pick anymore, ground pine. One of my employees has it on her own property, and she brings a few leaves in of the ground pine, which is an unusual woodland plant. But for the most part, we use what we collect off of the trees. Pine, white pine gives it a nice fragrance.
And I can't help but notice that while the back of this is plain and you could use that after the holiday season has passed, you even have little gingerbread men in here, and the orange slices that you mentioned. See these gingerbread men? Are these real?
They are real. Michelle, one of my employees, and her little girl Shannon make these every year for the shop. Tons of them.
Oh, look at this.
And the only problem, our shop mascot, Maisie, our dog, loves to eat them. So she finds everything that has the gingerbread men on them. But they are real gingerbread, and they've been waxed. She dips them in sealing wax.
Talk about all natural. That is fantastic. Do you have one more item there for us?
Well, I don't have another item. I thought I did. We are going to show how to decorate this very quickly. We're going to take some berries from it, and at Valentine's Day, it's really a good idea to recycle this tree and put some little hearts. You can make your gingerbread into heart shape plants, shapes, and you can also take little ribbons like this and put them on. So we're going to go all the way around the tree eventually with now this same arrangement, when you asked if we had a second one, you can cut the top off of this if you want this to be a low tabletop. But a lot of times people like these little trees for hospitals or for nursing homes.
I think this is a great gift because it kind of gives you an idea that it is the holiday season and it's decorative, but it's not large, it's not messy, and it's great for like a senior citizen or someone in a small place. We have to take a quick break, but Lorraine's going to be with us. She's going to tell us some other great ideas. And listen, if you have ideas like these that you'd be willing to share, we'd love to hear from you. Email me directly at lynn@lynndoyle.net, and we're going to make sure that we put them on my website. Remember, you can also find us on Facebook, MySpace, and YouTube. When we come back, some more ideas for recycling, not just at the holidays, but all year long. Make 2011 your green year.